Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. It is Archecore or Archecore. I think it's Archecore. Archecore time. I've got their latest set. Actually, got two of their latest sets, but I'm reviewing this one first. This is the Starfall Squad, the Ursus Guard Starfall Squad, and as you can see, it's 1/35 scale. Don't let that tiny scale put you off. These guys are uber articulated. They are really quite cool. If we turn it around, you can see the figures, perhaps through the glare, at the top. And look at the size of these weapons. They are like ridiculously huge. And you got this nice banner there. So you get 3 figures in this set. You get what looks like the commander or sergeant or lieutenant or something. And then 2 troopers. The only difference I can see is just the coloration, I think. But when I open up, I'll have a closer look and we will see. Great artwork on the back. Normally there's a little insert behind the card that you can see behind the figures. And when I open up, I'll have a look at that and we will see. So it says on the bottom, Stone Creative and Toys Alliance 2022. So it's obviously this year because we are beginning of April this year. Looks fantastic. So let me pause this, unbox these bad boys, set them up, and let's take a look. Let's get into this. And here they are in their glory. They look fantastic. Now, what you don't get an idea of here is the size of the weapons, apart from the big hammer stroke axe thing you can see there. So, before we look at them, so the contents, the thing that was behind the card is not actually a card behind a card. You get this sort of a story and bio. So, let me just get a focus on this. And then about there. Oops. You can pause the screen and you can read that if you want, and also in Japanese. On the back, it shows you how to assemble the tank traps, and I've got to say they are very precisely done, very nice. Shows you the contents, but the contents aren't missing something. Yes, you do get your figure, your soldier, leader soldier, your 24 hands, heavy machine gun, great hammer, grenade launcher, your cannon, 2 flags, 3 tank traps. But you also get inside the bag, which maybe you can't see. There's little grey things inside the bag here. Those are connectors. So that's nice to get something extra as opposed to something missing from the actual contents. So tank traps, 3 pieces, and they slot together. This hole goes into there, and then it's got another clip which goes into this hole and vice versa. You get 3 of those, and they will work for a number of scales, not just 1/35, but obviously they're scaled for 1/35. The flags, very nice, simple stand, and you've got your flag, which does have articulation. So you've got the Vec, this is the Kingdom of Vec, and then you've got the Ursus flag there. If you look on the card in the background, you can see Vec behind the hammer. There's one up here, which is Elmo, which is kind of funny. Then we got Shahereva, maybe Vec, Neville, Omar, looks like Karsten and Raoul, and is it Lars at the bottom there? So that's what, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. The only problem having 8 is of the same species that you can get repaints and whatnot of the same looking figures, but we expect that to get the value for the money. Okay, let's have a look at how big these weapons are and the figures. So bong, that gun will work with 118 very happily. This hammer stroke axe will work with 118. His pistol will work with 118. And this grenade launcher stroke axe stroke whatever that is will work with 118. They'll all work with 118, and these are 135 scale. I was in a podcast the other day, which I think is being published very soon, talking about these, and I said they kind of remind me of Chap May. You know, the Chap May 118 scale stuff. You've got these out of proportion figures and even more out of proportion huge guns. So these are out of proportion huge guns, but they work so well with these figures. They just hold them so well. The articulation is amazing. Now, there's one thing I do want to address about their stuff. I spoke about this again in the podcast, which is from the Kits at Heart podcast channel, is they put so much more effort into their characters, which you would expect. Here's Halfdan, that is his name, Halfdan, who looks fantastic. He's got colouring on the weapon, he's got this white cloak, really nice colouring here. And then here's Orn Lodbrok, who's got much more colouring and gold and whatnot. Again, he actually has an action stand for doing poses. But the normal troopers and even the leader just seem a bit meh, not enough paint apps. Now, I don't mind painting stuff. I really enjoy painting stuff, but I've got so much stuff to paint. I don't want more stuff to paint, if you know what I mean. Having said that, they do look amazing, and it will appeal to fans, particularly of 40k, I guess, because similar sort of aesthetic, and you can do your painting and whatnot. Now, with these, since they're action figures, you will have to take them apart to a various degree. You can take apart, not too difficult, and then you'll have to paint and then seal and put back together. So let's have a look at the weapons in detail. So here is the big hammer stroke axe, whatever you want to call that. Just try and get a better focus on that. Okay, there we go. Better paint apps on that, and that'll look absolutely fantastic. Here is the handgun that I gave to the leader. We'll call it a handgun's a bit of a misleading. Even got a drill barrel. Look at that, the big guard on front. Got the ammo clip there. That just looks amazing. So well done. Then we've got the biggest gun. I'm assuming this is the cannon, which again your 118 figures should be able to hold, and I will check that a bit later. You've got a handle here and a handle here. The handles might be a bit close together for 118, but they should be able to hold it. Looks amazing. And then we've got the, I guess it's the grenade launcher, I'm assuming, but this one's got like a big axe on the bottom of it too. And again, that will work on 118. The only thing with this one is there's no other handle, just a little part there, which is not really a handle, but I had him holding it. This is mainly, I believe, let's try this on camera, for sticking it on their back, so when they're going on their long journeys, they can just sling it on their shoulders and they can walk along and not worry about bearing the weight in their shoulders and their hands. Very, very nice weapons. Okay, we'll take a close look at the leader and one soldier, then we'll do articulation on one, since they're exactly the same. It'll be the same. Let's look at the soldier first of all. Very simple, 4 colours is that. So we've got the black, we've got grey, we've got white, and we've got gold. That's it, 4 colours. But it does work very well. They do look rather quite nice. Hands just pop out, pop in to change. The hands they come set with are normally okay for holding the weapons that come. And the fingers do have some give, some stretch, so you don't have to worry about breaking them too much. And then the leader. So again, here's your black and grey. Here's your gold, white and red. So +1 colour on the troop leader here. But otherwise it's the same. Nice decals on the shoulders. Okay, let's look at the articulation, which we know is good. Now, I think the head's going to be the worst out of the bunch releases so far, purely because of the width. So he's got a left and a right, not very far. There is a small up and down and tiny side to side. Shoulders all the way around. Lateral raises, the armor will get in the way. But look at that. If George Toy could do this on their 40k figures, they would make a lot of people much happier. Let's get his arm out. Come on. There we go. Because these armor swivels round, so it can come out of the way. So they can get over flat, over 180 on their shoulders, which is pretty awesome. Bicep bend. You can see his bicep can get to over 90 degrees if the shoulder pad's not in the way. So it will depend on how you're posing his arm at what angle. Wrist is just a turn, and there's a small forwards, backwards, and this way because it's on a little ball. There is a trunk for really good forwards and backwards. There is side to side from the waist, and he turns from the trunk and the waist, I think. Hips outwards. Look at that. For that bulk of armor, he's practically doing a split. So that's really quite impressive. Very, very good. There is a thigh twist, believe it or not, something this small. There is a double kneecap, and look how tight he gets in that bend. That is just absolutely ridiculous. Amazing stuff. There is, let me see, there is boot turn. There is really good dorsiflexation, Michael Jackson. And then his tippy toe, not quite ballerina status, but it's pretty good. And his feet should have, yeah, side to side swivel. So if his legs go out, he can swivel his feet in to keep them flat on the ground still. Look at that. Put them back there so you can see. Let's get a bit of focus going on. Fantastic. And I can just swivel his shoulder pad back around the top if I want. These are an amazing bunch of figures. Now, I'm currently all in on this. Everything that's coming out, I'm buying. I've got the first release, the special edition Archecore Soldier. I bought like 12 of those. I bought 2 sets of this Starfall Squad. I'm tempted to get another set, mainly for the weapons. The figures are great, but these weapons look fantastic. So let me have a quick look at these weapons with 1/18 scale, and I'll look at the tank traps as well, since a lot of you guys who watch my channel are into your 1/18 scale. And I'll take my Acid Rain World Marino Sentinel guy that I built from parts online. The only thing that's not a Marino Sentinel is the shield in his arm, which is from the I forget which set, but it's the same shield, just different colouring. And the head is from a let me zoom out. Head is from a Fortnite Fade figure, I believe. Here we go. So let's get an idea of size first of all. This is the cannon. Look at that. That's almost as big as your 1/18 scale. The grenade launcher, again up to the chest. The hammer up to the shoulder. And the pistol is as long as his lower leg. So these definitely scale well 1/18. I think they've really hit a sweet spot with the weapons. They're exaggerated, so they look really big for your 135, but they also work so well with your 1/18 scale. I mean, look at that. Absolutely fantastic. That is, it's worth getting to the line just to get some of these guns. And the Archecore Soldier that first came out came with loads of guns, and some big stuff, but not this cannon and the grenade launcher. Now, I think the cannon might be a bit difficult, and a grenade launcher too, but let's go for the hammer first. That is absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Superb. I'm glad I got 2 sets. They're not the cheapest of things, but they are some of the, and I say this, and I don't say this lightly, these are some of the most well-engineered toys I've ever played with. Really well thought out. Okay, let's try difficult with the cannon now. So this hand this way. Let's do backwards first. Okay, he's in. And then if I take his shield off, it'll be slightly easier actually. In fact, let me just pause this to save your time, and I'll come back when he's done. Oh yeah. Actually, the Archecore hold it better, despite their hands being slightly smaller. But their hands are oversized to 135 scale, but that works really well 1/18 scale. So he's struggling a bit to hold the handle at the top, but there is like another slot on this side here, which I think maybe no, he can hold that too. That looks a bit more, well, it's a bit too phallic perhaps, but he can hold that. He can hold that too. Yeah, a bit too one for the ladies perhaps. He can hold that one too if he wants. So that does work really well. And then the more difficult one, because it's only got this part here, he might be able to do this one-handed. He could do, but it looks a bit strange. And then doing this one here, not easy. You need gun articulation really on his left hand to hold that nicely. But I can give it a quick go. I still can. That's not bad actually, to be fair. Again, it looks so good, it works so well when I you paint that up. You've got this great big axe on this gun. It will look absolutely fantastic. I've got to say, and I keep saying this Archecore stuff is approaching the best, if not the best, engineered stuff that I've seen on 1/18 on any toy line to date so far, regardless of 1/18, 1/12, etc. Very well thought out, very, very well constructed, made, very high quality. It just reeks of thought, not thought, but also love for toys. Because if you really love toys and you're designing, and you're the creator, you put your effort in to make these toys absolutely badass, and that's what these guys are. These guys are fantastic. Very, very well done. I think they have surpassed themselves with this set, and I've still got the other wolf set, the wolf Frecky and is it Strull, I think, to review, which I'll be doing the day after. For this one, it's Struller, sorry, Wolf Frecky and Struller, because he's down my side, I can read that. So please do subscribe and click on the notification icon if you've not done this already, so you can see that one straight when it comes out and not miss out on seeing how cool that is, because that's going to give the other arm booster section for the Frostlight robot who's down this side as well. These guys are just amazing, and the joints are nice and stiff, so you know you get the pose right even with that big gun with counterbalancing, and the joint can hold the weight. And then I've got a bit more of an action pose on this last one with the axe, though I think his helmet might make it difficult having those horns on there, but let's give that a go and we will see. Let's go this one first. One hand in. And hand number 2 just about there. There we go. Yeah, his helmet's getting in the way just a little bit on this one. But he can hold that, he can cave in a skull or two. Sticking the other side, can't really see him there, sticking behind maybe. Absolutely fantastic set, great weapons, particularly on the 1/18 scale as well. Fantastic looking figures, highly recommended. If you've not purchased any of the Archecore or Archecore, whatever you want to call it, stuff yet, please do. This is the Arc 08 set, starring the 135 Ursus Guard Starfall Squad. Worth investing your time and hard-earned toy money into. Okay. Stay happy, keep collecting, and check out my videos. There's over 1,000, and I'll see you in the next video, news, reviews, etc. Bye-bye.